Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyana. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva manusandadhami Bhagavad-gīte bhavadveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha, the ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa-chanūra Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Vishwarupa Darshan Yoga, 11th Adhyaya of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and Arjuna is now a bit terrified to see what he has seen in that universal form, in that Vishwarupa of the Lord. Till the time he was seeing all those good things, all those wonderful worlds, the heavens, the nice godly visions, everything was fine. But now suddenly Arjuna is getting a realization that it is not all nice and fine and good to look at. There is also a terrible side to the universal form of the Lord. It is not just pleasure. There is also a terror. There is also a horror that lies within this universal form of the Lord. And having seen all those innumerable mouths and eyes and limbs and hands and feet and stomachs and innumerable teeth and those tusks, sharp pointed tusks of the elephant or the tusks of a wild boar, that Arjuna is so very terrified. So now Arjuna's perception of this universal form has changed. It is not that this form is only giving boons. It is not that this form is only giving a relief or some kind of a pleasure to the viewer. It has got a terrible side to it also. Rupam Mahatte, it is immeasurable form. It is just beyond the comprehension to see this vastness. We cannot comprehend. Rupam Mahatte. And then Bahuvaktra-netram Mahabaho Bahubahu Rupadam. Bahuvaktra, innumerable mouths, innumerable netram, innumerable eyes. O Mahabaho, O mighty armed. What is it that you had called me, addressed me as mighty armed compared to me? I mean, I'm all said and done. I'm just with these two arms. But you, look at those immeasurable arms that you have, immeasurable hands that you have, immeasurable heads that you have. Mahabahu Rupadam. Mahabahu Rupadam. Mighty manifold of arms, thighs and feet that you have. Bahudaram, Bahudanshrakaralam, Bahu Udaram. Stomachs, not just human stomachs, stomachs of all the creatures that are there, those are featured in that universal form of yours. Not just one or two. All the creatures, they are there in you, and I can see their stomach. Bahudanshrakaralam. I can see their fearful tusks. Fearful tusks of all these creatures, that those creatures who have the tusks. That I can see. And dṛiṣhṭvā lokaha pravyathitāntar-ātmā. All the three worlds, they are trembling with fear, looking at, seeing at these forms of yours. If they happen to see, if they happen to get an opportunity, and same is the case with me, tatha aham. I am also, because I am actually seeing it. The lokas, the world, the people, they are still not able to see that, but I am seeing it. I am trembling with fear. And when these three lokas, when the three worlds, they happen to get that opportunity to see you, they will also start trembling with fear. That is the most terrible, horrible, fearful form of yours, O Lord. So now Arjuna is terrified. And in that moment of that he is so fearful, he is so terrified, Arjuna again sees. Now this is kind of a preamble to what Arjuna is going to see next in that universal form. This is just start of that terrible form that Arjuna is seeing. This is just the initial part. This is just the trailer for that matter. Just a trailer of that terrible form of the Lord that Arjuna is going to see further in the coming verses. So let us see in 24th verse what further terrifying thing that Arjuna has seen in this universal form, in this Vishwarupa of the Lord. Nabhaḥ-spṛiśhaṁ dīptam aneka-varṇaṁ vyāttānanaṁ dīpta-viśhāla-netram dṛiṣhṭvā hi tvāṁ pravyathitāntar-ātmā dhṛitiṁ na vindāmi śhamaṁ ca Vishnu. O Vishnu, O great Lord Vishnu, nabhaḥ-spṛiśhaṁ, your this terrible form, your this universal form, your Vishwarupa is touching the skies. There is no limit to where your form is reaching out to. Arjuna has already realized that this form has covered all the spaces, all the interspaces between the earth and the heavens. Sky is the limit, but for the universal form, sky is also not the limit. Nabhaḥ-spṛiśhaṁ, the form has touched the skies and gone beyond. Touching the sky. Dīptam aneka-varṇaṁ, with many colors, dazzling with so many colors. It is not just the 7 beautiful colors of the rainbow. It is not just that. Not just 7 colors. Aneka-varṇaṁ. It is filled, dazzling with so many colors, this universal form of yours. Vyāttānanaṁ. Vyāttānanaṁ. Ananam. Ananam. Anana is mouth. Vyāttānanaṁ. Your mouth's all wide open. It is not a smiling mouth now. It is not just a smile radiating from those lips, but in the most terrifying form, the opened mouth, as if to devour something. Vyāttānanaṁ, dīpta-viśhāla-netram. All those dazzling, fiery, big eyes. Now these are not the eyes that Arjuna had seen earlier, showering compassion. That love and affection and compassion showering from the eyes has gone. Now these eyes are filled with fiery terror. Dīpta-viśhāla-netram. Now these are dazzling, fiery, big, extended eyes. Enlarged eyes. As if they are throwing fire. And dṛiṣhṭvā hi tvāṁ pravyathitāntar-ātmā. Again pravyathitān, again trembling, again terrified. What is terrified? Having seen this. Dṛiṣhṭvā hi tvāṁ. Having seen this. Verily, having seen this, pravyathitāntar-ātmā. My heart, my inner soul is also terrified. It is not just Arjuna, the physical body. Even the inner being of Arjuna is terrified, seeing this form of yours. The mouth is open. Fiery eyes, dazzling. And dhṛitiṁ na vindāmi śhamaṁ ca Vishnu. Dhṛitiṁ na vindāmi. I do not find courage or peace Oh Vishnu, seeing this terrible form of yours, I am so frightened. I am so aghast. I am so terrified. I am just horrified. I am not able to find courage. I am not able to find peace. It is all peacelessness for me, seeing such a terrible form of yours. Now Arjuna is having some kind of realization that the Lord is also filled with terror. His beloved friend Krishna is also filled with that horrible form of devouring everything, of destroying everything, because that Anta is also part of him. It is not just the wonderful compassionate nature of bringing out, giving a birth, or nourishing with all the love and care, providing whatever is necessary for its growth, and see to it that this creation grows wonderfully well, this child grows wonderfully well at the end. It is also the Lord's duty to take it back in his bosom, back in his own self. And that moment of destruction, at that moment of destruction, Lord has to take up that terrible form. When I see you touching the sky, blazing with many colors, mouths wide open, with large fiery eyes, my heart trembles in fear, and I find neither courage nor peace, oh my dear Vishnu. So that is now the realization that is dawning upon our friend Arjuna, that it is not just all good. There is also a side of destruction attached to it. It is but natural that one gets unnerved when one is driven into an inconceivable world-devouring sight. Till the time Lord is smiling, till the time Lord is showering compassion and grace and love and affection, everything is wonderful. My heart is at peace. I am so much satisfied. I am so much happy and joyous, and I am pleased to see that form of the Lord. But what happens when Lord shows the other side of his, the side of destruction? Those fiery eyes, mouth open, even the fire emitting from the mouth. When such a sight appears before the devotee, there is nothing but trembling. There is nothing but horror. There is nothing but such a great fear that sets into the heart of the soul devotee. And it is not just the physical body of the devotee is terrified. Like Arjuna says, pravyathitāntar-ātmā. Even my inner being is terrified seeing this. Forget about my physical body as such. Physical body anyway, the BP will go up, palpitation will start, having seen that fear, it will start perspiring, and all those signs and symptoms of getting terrified will appear in the physical body. But Arjuna says now the stage has come that even my antaratma, my inner being is also terrified saying this. It is not just me as the physical Arjuna. One gets settled understanding only when one realizes that fury and calmness are concomitant in the ocean of cosmic being. And this is when one starts realizing the compassion and the anger of the Lord. They are all part of the same being. They are part of the same Lord. The compassion and anger, the blessing and that the destruction. All this happens in the realm of that divine Lord. For the Lord, compassion, showering love and showering curses, giving birth and destruction is one and the same thing. Now for such Lord, is there any difference between giving love? Is there any difference between showing anger? Is there any difference between smiling at the devotee, and is there any difference between opening the mouth and devouring all his creation within himself? That is the Lord's doing. That is the Lord's way of divine functioning. So this is what is happening to Arjuna. He is so terrified. Now, like we said, that this is just a starting point of what Arjuna is going to see next. Arjuna knows now something terrible is going to happen. Something terrible he is going to further see in this universal form. And he is preparing himself also mentally by expressing his fear, by expressing his his feeling that yes, he is horrified. By expressing it to the Lord, now Arjuna is slowly preparing himself that something more terrifying he is going to see, something more horrible he is going to see, and what he is going to see we will see in the next shloka when we read that. Till then, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ram Krishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.